Now, joining Romer and me now, Representative Marc Veasey of the 33rd Congressional District. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Julie. Good to be with y'all.
First of all, a busy week in Washington.
Yes.
Busy week in Washington. Your reaction to a lot of the events that we've seen this week?
Well, you know, it's chaos as usual. The Ringling Brothers may be getting ready to do their last performance, but Donald Trump is going to make sure that the show goes on, it looks like, because every second there's a new tweet. There's just all sorts of anarchy that is coming out of the White House. Even the Republicans, they're not going to ever publicly say anything, but privately, my Republican colleagues have told me that they're concerned about there not being any stability at all coming out of Pennsylvania.
Okay, your Republican colleagues may privately be telling you this, but nobody publicly is really going after the president on the Republican side in a joined, united effort. So what can you get done as a Democrat?
Well, you know, I think that what we're going to do is we're going to continue to ask questions, like, for instance, on this whole Putin deal. You know, President Trump repeatedly throughout the campaign made pro-Putin statements. We want to know exactly who on his campaign was communicating with Putin and his comrades in Russia, and we're going to continue to just push things like that, try to bring some of these things to the attention of the American public.
Let's talk about immigration. You represent a mostly Hispanic district.
Yes.
The new league, it's not so new anymore, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
How concerned are your constituents about mass deportations and just the tone the president has set about immigration policy, including building a wall and all of that?
Yeah, well, people are very concerned. You know, shortly after Donald Trump became president, he made a statement that he was not going to round up innocent children and families, that he was only going to go after criminals. But that has not been the case. He has gone after moms. He has gone after children. He has gone after people that are just here living their lives, people that were asked to come here to fill certain jobs that are very hard to fill in our economy. And he has already turned his back on these individuals, and I can understand their fear and anxiety.
Congressman Veasey, you're saying he's turning his back and doing certain actions. Give me an example of a Texan where this has happened.
Well, you know, we did have raids in Austin. We had raids in South Texas. That obviously caused a lot of unease and a lot of uncertainty here in North Texas as well. But then just around the country, you know, there was a California mother. I mean, someone that hadn't, you know, done anything bad. I mean, she had regularly checked in with ICE, and all of a sudden she's being deported. And she's someone that is actually, you know, good for America, someone that's making contributions and making our country better. He said he was not going to deport individuals like that. What he's doing, he's deporting innocent mothers.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Romer. No, you go ahead.
Do you feel like our borders are secure? Because one of the knocks Republicans have on Democrats is that you guys are soft on border security. Is there a need for tighter border security? Even, you know, let's set the illegal immigration issue aside, just as a safety measure, you know, to prevent terrorists from coming in.
Well, let me say this. First of all, if we had a comprehensive immigration reform system that would allow individuals to come to the country legally, and again, individuals coming to the country legally is what a lot of employers and businesses here want as well. So if we had a system, it would allow us to more adequately patrol our borders. And when you talk to people that work in these border cities, you go to McAllen, you go to El Paso, you talk to people in agriculture in South Texas, and they will tell you that there's no need to militarize or secure the border in the way that the Republicans are talking about, that it would actually be very detrimental to the Texas economy and their businesses. We need a comprehensive immigration reform bill, and it will solve everything. There's no need to have to talk tough on border security all the time, because border cities are the safest cities in the country.
Congressman Veasey, to return to this point, how can Democrats get their agenda accomplished? Really, I mean, what's the best hope?
Look, we're in the minority. We're in the minority in the House, the Senate, the presidency. But I do think that there are some Republicans out there that are Republicans of good conscience that we may be able to work with on these things. And if not, we're going to continue to expose Donald Trump for his pro-Putin ties. A lot of the other activities that are going on out of the White House, where there just seems to be a lot of confusion. And we're going to head into 2018 and present our plan to the American public and ask for a shot running Congress, the Senate, and the House.
In the few seconds we have left, Has the Congressional Black Caucus met with Trump yet? Has that meeting been set?
You know,
I haven't talked to my friend April Ryan yet, but
you know, he pretended as if he didn't know who the Congressional Black Caucus was, and maybe he doesn't. But we had sent him a letter back on January the 19th.
Can you work with the president on issues involving central cities and things like that?
Our chairman has said that he is willing to sit down and talk with the president. I think it's important that he sit down and talk with us. He's only talked with athletes and entertainers. He needs to talk with people in the Congressional Black Caucus that actually represents Black America. I think that that's critically important.
Okay.
Well, thanks so much, Congressman Veasey. Thanks for coming
Julie.
over here today. Next, we'll check on Secretary of State and native Texan Rex Tillerson's first major diplomatic trip.